Tired of boring repetitive workouts? Animal movements bring variety and intensity to your routine, engaging muscles you didn't even know you had. Perfect for building strength and improving overall fitness, these exercises keep your workouts dynamic and effective. They require no equipment, just your body and space, making them an accessible and highly effective addition to any fitness routine. Now let's get into it. Exercise number 1, the elephant walk, which is a dynamic exercise that targets the hamstrings, shoulders, core, and calves while improving flexibility and stability. To perform the elephant walk, start by standing upright with your feet hip-width apart. Hinge forward at the hips, keeping your back straight and your legs as straight as possible, and place your hands flat on the ground in front of you, forming an inverted V shape with your body. Begin moving forward by stepping one hand and the opposite foot ahead in a controlled, deliberate manner. Keep your movements slow and maintain straight legs and a stable core throughout the exercise. As you continue alternating sides, focus on keeping your hips elevated and feeling the stretch along the back of your legs and through your shoulders. Aim to do 10 to 15 steps forward for 3 sets. Number 2, the bear crawl, which is an excellent exercise for building core strength as it requires constant engagement of the abdominal muscles to maintain stability. It also enhances shoulder stability, with your arms supporting your body weight throughout the movement. To perform the bear crawl, start on all fours with your hands directly under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. Keep your back flat, head in a neutral position, and core engaged. Lift your knees slightly off the ground, just an inch or two, to create tension in your core and lower body. Engage your shoulder blades by pulling them slightly down and back to maintain stability. Begin crawling forward by moving one hand and the opposite foot simultaneously, followed by the other hand and foot in a controlled rhythmic pattern. Focus on maintaining steady movements and a low position to maximize muscle engagement throughout the exercise. For an added challenge, try performing the bear crawl backward or side to side to engage different muscle groups. Start with 30 seconds of crawling for 3 to 5 sets. Over time, extend the duration or reduce rest intervals as your endurance improves. Real quick, please smash the like and subscribe buttons to support the channel. Number 3 is the crab walk, which is a dynamic exercise that primarily targets the triceps, core, and glutes, while also improving coordination and mobility. To perform the crab walk, start by sitting on the ground with your feet flat and hands behind you, fingers pointing towards your feet. You can also try turning your hands outward so the fingers are pointing away from the side of your body to minimize strain on the wrists. Lift your hips to form a tabletop position with your torso parallel to the floor. Begin moving by stepping one hand and the opposite foot forward, followed by the other hand and foot, maintaining a steady rhythm. Keep your hips elevated to prevent sagging, your core tight, and your movements controlled. To increase the difficulty, try moving in reverse or laterally, utilizing the crab walk position. Aim to perform 30 seconds of crab walking for 3 to 5 sets. Number 4, the frog jump, which is a powerful plyometric exercise that targets the legs, glutes, and core, while also improving explosive power and overall lower body strength. This exercise mimics the leaping motion of a frog, requiring you to squat deeply before jumping forward, making it highly effective for enhancing leg strength and agility. To perform the frog jump, begin in a deep squat with your feet slightly wider than shoulder width apart and your toes pointing outward. Lower your hips, keeping your chest up and core engaged. Push through your heels and explode upward, jumping forward as far as possible. Upon landing, immediately return to the squat and repeat. Focus on landing softly with bent knees to absorb impact, keeping your knees aligned with your toes and your core braced for stability. For beginners, complete 8 to 10 frog jumps for 3 to 4 sets. Add more reps or sets as you build strength and power. Coming up soon, the most powerful animal exercise, but first, number 5, the duck walk, which is a low-impact functional movement that mimics the waddle of a duck, focusing on strengthening the lower body while improving hip flexibility and balance. This exercise primarily targets the quadriceps, hamstrings, glutes, and calves. Additionally, it challenges your core as you maintain stability throughout the movement. The deep controlled squatting position also promotes hip mobility, making this an ideal exercise for improving the range of motion in your hips and knees. To perform the duck walk, begin by standing with your feet about shoulder width apart. Lower yourself into a deep squat, ensuring your knees are bent at a 90 degrees angle or lower, and keep your chest up and your core engaged. engaged. From this position, take small steps forward, alternating legs while staying low in the squat. Focus on controlled movements, ensuring that your feet stay flat on the ground and keep your knees aligned with your toes. To maintain balance, you can extend your arms in front of you or keep them at your sides for added stability. For beginners, start by taking 10 to 12 steps forward, followed by a brief rest, and repeat for 2 to 3 sets. Number 6, the ape walk, which is a dynamic lateral movement exercise that mimics the side-to-side motion of an ape. This exercise combines strength, flexibility, and coordination, making it highly effective for developing overall body control and agility. The ape walk primarily targets the shoulders, core, and legs, while also improving hip mobility and upper body strength. To perform the ape walk, start in a deep squat position with your feet slightly wider than shoulder width apart and your hands on the ground in front of you. Keeping your hips low, place your hands to one side and shift your weight onto them. As you do this, kick your feet out to the opposite side, allowing your body to move laterally. Land softly in the squat position and immediately place your hands on the ground again, repeating the movement to continue traveling sideways. Focus on keeping your movements fluid and controlled, with your core engaged to stabilize your body throughout the exercise. Common mistakes to avoid include raising your hips too high during the movement, which can reduce its effectiveness, and moving too quickly without maintaining control, which can lead to poor form and potential injury. Instead, keep your hips low, maintain a deep squat position, and move at a controlled pace to ensure proper muscle engagement and coordination. Start with 10 steps on each side for 3 sets. Now it's time to dive into one of the most powerful exercises we've been working our way up to, the crab reach. This movement is incredibly simple, yet powerful in improving your overall mobility, balance, and strength. It's a powerful full-body exercise that enhances shoulder stability, core strength, and hip mobility. It engages the glutes, hamstrings, and core while promoting flexibility and improving posture by working the muscles in the back and shoulders. To perform the crab reach, begin seated on the ground with your feet flat in front of you and your hands placed behind you. Keeping your head and neck straight, begin by opening your chest and shoulders, pushing firmly into the ground while rotating your elbows inwards toward your body. As you transfer weight to one hand to support the body, ensure your supporting shoulder stays engaged, pulling away from your ear and not collapsing. Rather than arching your lower back, tighten your glutes to bring your hips into a strong glute bridge position. The other arm should be bent at about a 90 degrees angle so your thumb is even with your nose. Reach up and across your body as you rotate your torso, extending your arm overhead while keeping the arm relaxed, maintaining the 90 degrees bend and essentially framing your head as your fingers point down towards the fingers of the supporting hand. At the top of the reach, you should feel your lat muscle on the supporting side engage. Hold this position briefly, continuing to push through your supporting arm while keeping the shoulder active and stable. As you lower back down, ensure the shoulder remains engaged and open, avoiding any relaxation or collapse. Repeat on the opposite side. Beginners should aim for 6 to 8 reaches per side, with a 30 to 60 second rest, repeating for 2 to 3 sets. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.